So first task on the 31 is we're going to upgrade the front end. As you can see, it already runs a S13 coilover setup, S13 LCA, stock S13 knuckles, and some form of racking and tie rod cobo. It's all fairly new, but we'll upgrade it all. Car runs on 15s. You can see it already rubs the chassis rail on stock lock. So I want to run 17s or 18s, so that's, and we're going to run more locks, so that's not really going to suit us too well. So we'll run longer LCAs in it, and still runs the stock Castor rod. You can see it rubbing on the sway bar. So we'll upgrade that to some of the items that I do. So this is pretty much what I'm going to put in it. Another pair of S13 knuckles, modified for more lock, 0 akerman, and then a pair of R31 Castor brackets that have been modified to run S13 Castor rods, and a pair of curved Castor rods. So it's the stock bracket. It's had the back cut out and then the holes drilled in it, and then a dimple plate welded in, and that's the curved Castor rods, and a rod end, so it's adjustable as well as giving 50mm more clearance. And then just going to go put a S13 lower control arm back in it that's been extended 35mm and gusseted, so it's a bit longer than S13 one, so that should do the trick. These are another pair of Castor rod brackets that I've done, so same bracket, but these ones just run a Chinese S13 Castor rod, so do plenty of them, but every now and again people ask for more steering clearance, so I do these ones, but these are the ones that we're going to put in the car. So we'll get to it and pull it apart. It's just been put together to get it to roll here, so everything's pretty loose and it pretty much doesn't have the right nut on anything, so we'll see what we do, but we'll get it all out and then swap it all over and then see what it does for us, whether or not we can reuse these rack ends and tie rods, or we're going to have to get some longer ones. It all seems pretty loose, so I don't know whether it was loosened or it come loose while somebody was driving it, but we'll fix it all up. Looks like it runs CA brakes on the front. We'll leave them in for now, but we'll swap the 4 pistons later down the track. Set all that to the side. Now we can work on getting the sway bar and Castor bracket out. Now that we got it all apart, we can start putting it back together with all the new bits. So we'll put LCA in first. So these have got a big notch in them for extra lock. As you can imagine, when it comes around on lock, the tie rod will come in and tuck in there, so give it a lot more lock. It's just nice and loose. And we can go putting the knuckle in. So this is the one for this side. All kinds of wrong bolts, but now that we've got the Castor rod set up in, we can start putting all the brakes back on. So I'll just put this back on even though I know it's stuffed. Lovely. So now that we've got everything back in finger tight, we'll put the Castor rods in properly now. So socketed cap screw and all that nuts. Put the washer on the top just to spread the load. So now that the caster rods are in loosely, we'll go around the other side and slap the other side in. Then we can start working out whether or not these tie rods and rack ends are going to do the job, or we'll have to replace them. Right over on the driver's side, it's already been stripped. As you can see, rubs pretty good on the 15, so longer LCAs will do this thing a world of good. So we'll start throwing it together. Coilovers are the ones with the slot, so just wind it on maximum negative camber. Line the washer up. Go around and do the front. Alright, now that the bracket's back in, once again, putting the caster rod in. And then we can start setting the caster. and then we have it. We just got to go around and do up all the bolts, make sure everything's tight, and then we can set these bad boys up. Alright, now that we've got everything in, we'll just check everything and have a good look over the stuff. So, still got to suss this out, whether or not they're going to do the job. But as you can see, much more lock than it originally had. I don't think it's centered, but we'll sort that out. And you can see the notch working. Probably work better if it was bolted up. So you can see that the tie rod is allowed to come through past the edge. So now that we've got it all in, we'll look at putting a rough caster adjustment in it. So just get it so it's going straight. Then I've got this app on my phone called Bubble Level, and that allows us to get a level. So we're gonna sit it on the thing. It says 7.5 degrees. We'll just try and bang it up a bit more. Pointing straight. I'll get to about 8 degrees. It's about 8 degrees of caster. It's probably a good place to start. We'll go around and set the other side too then. So same on the driver's side. Just get it all looking like it's driving straight. And then we'll set the caster on this side too. So it's in about 7.2, so we'll just wind her up until we get to 8. .7. There we go. Roughly the same. So I'm going to assume that at one point in time someone's done a wheel alignment on this thing, so it should be pretty centered. We'll just check 1 and a little bit. So 1 and not the same. So it's slightly out of center. Just to go this way a little bit. About there maybe. We'll see how that does. So I've pretty much got them on 3 threads at the moment, so they're definitely going to need longer rack ends to do the job. I wonder if I can get longer tie rods, but either way it's got toe out, so it'll need to be longer. Just check the other side. Other side's the same, it's on 3 threads. It's a lot looser here. So, you definitely need longer rack ends to do the job. So, just quickly centered the rack, and I've just thrown some tyres on it so you can see what we're up to and what else needs to be modified. So, you can see with all the caster, it's pulled the wheel on the front slightly forward, so that's good. We'll just check it on leading. It's a lot more lock, and we'll suss this out. Yeah, it comes pretty close to the chassis rail still. Just misses, so we'll have to try it with a bigger rim to see what happens. But we might have to put longer LCAs in it yet. I'm gonna say, by the looks of the angle, we're probably gonna have to do a rack relocation in it. It feels like it's over centering. We'll just check it the other way. Yeah, it's definitely over centering. Spit more fluid out. Not as much lock that way. This one's got it done. So hopefully some longer rack ends and another cross member with the rack move forward. Fix all our issues up. Alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully it was something of interest to you. Gonna go out and order some parts and we'll finish this off. Do a rack relocation on it. Throw it back in. And might trial some longer LCAs in it. See what happens. Don't forget to subscribe to my social media and YouTube channels. Keep up to date with everything that's going on with this thing and all the other parts. But I think next we'll put some dual calipers in it and set the hydro setup up. Cheers.